Before white wedding dresses, before rings, before grand celebrations. There was a time when marriage meant something entirely different. Thousands of years ago, it wasn't just about love. It was about survival, power, family, and the future of entire civilizations. Some marriages united kingdoms, others were arranged
May the
before the
gods
couple
bless
met.
this sacred union.
Some ancient wedding traditions would shock us today. So, how did our ancestors really get married? Let's travel back thousands of years and uncover the forgotten origins of marriage. Long before cities, kings, or written laws, humans lived in small groups of hunters and gatherers. Every day was a struggle to survive. Food was uncertain, dangerous animals were everywhere, and raising a child alone was nearly impossible. In this harsh world, people discovered that working together gave them a better chance of survival. Families became stronger when adults shared food. Over thousands of years, these partnerships became more organized. Communities began recognizing long-term unions between men and women. These early relationships were very different from the weddings we know today. There were no grand ceremonies, no wedding cakes, and no official marriage certificates. Instead, traditions varied from one community to another, slowly evolving into the marriage, customs that later civilizations would formalize. Among the first civilizations to leave written records of marriage was ancient Egypt. Along the fertile banks of the Nile, marriage became not only a family tradition, but also a recognized part of society. As human civilizations grew, marriage became more organized. Along the fertile banks of the Nile, ancient Egypt developed one of the world's earliest structured societies. Unlike many civilizations that came later, Egyptian women could often own property, inherit wealth, and even sign legal agreements. Marriage was seen as a partnership that helped build a stable family. Many couples simply began living together and were recognized by their families as husband and wife. In later periods, some families also used written marriage contracts to define property and financial responsibilities. Although love poems from ancient Egypt still survive today, many marriages were also influenced by family interests, social status, and economic security. For the Egyptians, marriage was not only about two people, it was about creating a future that could last for generations. But beyond the deserts of Egypt, another civilization would transform marriage into a legal institution: ancient Rome. As the Roman Republic grew into a mighty empire, marriage became more than a personal relationship. It was deeply connected to law, family honor, inheritance, and citizenship. Among wealthy families, marriages were often arranged to strengthen political alliances, protect family wealth, or improve social status. Love could grow after marriage, but practical reasons often came first. As the Roman Republic grew into a mighty empire, marriage became more than a personal relationship. It was deeply connected to law, family honor, inheritance, and citizenship. Among wealthy families, marriages were often arranged to strengthen political alliances,
May this
protect
bring you
family
happiness,
wealth,
my child.
or improve social status. Love could grow after marriage, but practical reasons often came first. Before the wedding, families negotiated the agreement, and the bride usually brought a dowry to help support the new household. Wearing a white tunic and a bright orange-red veil called the flammeum, the bride was escorted to her husband's home in a joyful procession through the streets. For the Romans, marriage was not just the union of two people, it was the foundation of family, law, and the future of the empire. While Rome shaped marriage through law and citizenship, another ancient civilization saw marriage as a sacred spiritual journey. In ancient India, every step around the sacred fire carried a promise that would last a lifetime. Far to the east, in the ancient kingdoms of India, marriage was seen as something far greater than a legal agreement. It was considered a sacred bond, witnessed by family, community, and the divine. At the heart of the ceremony burned the sacred fire, known as Agni. The fire was believed to witness the promises made between the bride and groom. One of the most meaningful rituals was the Saptapadi, or the 7 steps. With each step around the sacred fire, the couple made a new promise to support one another, build a home, raise a family, live with honesty, and face every challenge together. These vows were not simply for one day. They were meant to guide an entire lifetime. Even today, many traditional Indian weddings continue to preserve these ancient rituals, connecting the modern world with traditions that have endured for thousands of years. While India's sacred fire symbolized lifelong promises, another ancient civilization believed that the success of a marriage was written in the stars. In ancient China, families carefully chose wedding dates, symbols, and traditions that they believed would bring harmony and prosperity. Thousands of kilometers east of India, another great civilization viewed marriage as a union guided by harmony, family, and tradition. In ancient China, a marriage was rarely a decision made by the couple alone. Families played the central role, carefully considering reputation, compatibility, and the future of both households. Before the wedding, many families consulted the calendar to choose an auspicious day, believing that the right moment would bring happiness and prosperity to the new couple. The color red became one of the most powerful symbols of China's weddings, representing joy, good fortune, and a bright future together. Through centuries of change, these traditions helped shape one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations, where marriage united not only 2 hearts, but 2 families and generations yet to come. Across the ancient world, every civilization had its own traditions. Some celebrated marriage with beauty and ceremony, while others followed customs that may seem surprising or even shocking to us today. Across the ancient world, no 2 civilizations celebrated marriage in exactly the same way. Every culture created traditions that reflected its own beliefs, laws, and way of life. In many societies, the groom's family offered gifts or wealth to the bride's family. Historians call this a bride price, a tradition that symbolized responsibility and the joining of 2 families. In other places, the bride's family provided a dowry, property, money, or valuable possessions to help establish the new household. Among royal families, marriage often became a political tool. Kings and queens married not only for companionship, but to strengthen alliances, secure peace, or unite powerful kingdoms. Although these customs may seem unfamiliar today, they remind us that marriage has always reflected the values and priorities of the societies in which people lived. Across thousands of years, the ceremonies changed, the clothes changed, even the customs changed. But one idea remained remarkably constant: the hope of building a future together. Across thousands of years, civilizations rose and fell. Empires disappeared, languages changed, and traditions evolved. Yet one idea survived them all: the belief that 2 people could build a future together. From the villages of prehistory to the temples of India, from the banks of the Nile to the streets of Rome and the lanterns of ancient China, every civilization created its own way of celebrating marriage. Different rituals, different promises, but the same human hope.